Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new channel where all I'm here to do is deliver no-nonsense guides specifically for Call of Duty Zombies Easter eggs. So I made this channel specifically to combat the old outdated guides that half the time are just completely wrong with a lot of these older Zombies maps, and I'm trying to change the game and just make it completely and utterly no-nonsense just for you. You're going to know all what you need to know, and that's all you're going to need to know from me, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Today we're going to be delving into the Maxis side of the TranZit Easter egg, with its full step discussion, what it needs, as well as the NavCard locations, which I'm going to show right now. Obviously on TranZit, the NavCard location is underneath the pylon, which is in between the farm and power, and it's in this cornfield. There's just a little maze you got to go through to get to it, and there'll be like one pixel on the wall that you can add all these parts to. And then I'm going to show you where all four parts are. They're going to be pretty quick, but I'll describe where they are at each point. And the first part is going to be a meteor that's going to be right here. It'll say press F to pick a part, and you will pick up this part. The next part for the NavCard table is a radio, and the radio can either spawn inside of here in the diner on top of this little cabinet. You'll have to jump to pick it up. The second part location for the radio is inside of Nocturne and Toten. It can spawn on this little leaned over file cabinet here. The third part, which is the electrical box, can either spawn here in farm if you go up these doors. It'll be on this back wall, or it will be in the back of town besides this dumpster right here. So the fourth and final part of the NavCard table, which is the wooden board, can either spawn here inside of the tunnel. It'll usually be on this area, this kind of line of stuff by the M16 wall by, and funnily enough it's by a jet gun piece, which we'll cover later. So that's the first location, or it can be here in the power. It'll be on the side right here, right here. You'll see it usually on this box as well. Now again, the place to build it is here underneath the pylon. You'll take each of the four parts one at a time to this little area, add it, and it'll start building the table. And then once you're done, it'll make a completion noise and it'll say hold F to insert nav card instead of hold F to add part. And once that's done, that stays throughout all of your games now. If you did it by yourself, every solo game you have on TranZit, this will be built, unless you somehow lose your game save data file. But that's not going to happen. So you're pretty much going to have this the rest of your BO2 career. And that's the nice part about it. You only have to build this once. First things first, when it comes to the Maxis side of the TranZit Easter egg, you're only going to need two things. You're going to need the EMPs from the box, and you're going to need the turbine. Now, I'm going to show you right now, you're seeing on screen, building the turbine, three parts that are in the spawn. You're going to need the actual fan blades, which are on a chair on the right of the workbench. You're going to need the body of the turbine, which is very clearly in the middle, and then you're going to need the little wing on the back side, which is more towards the M14 wall by.
I wonder if this thing might fit the purpose. Some kind of wind machine?
With the first step of any Easter egg, you are essentially going to turn on the power. Now, the power switches parts can be in any of the locations I'm showing on screen right now. You'll see where they are by me shooting the floor. And you're going to need the forks, the power panel, and the hand, which you see in the hand in my game was right there. It could also be over there on that far pipe. But you're going to go up to these three parts, pick them up, and build them at this table. Forks can be on the consoles and panels in the room. And then once you build those three, you're going to simply turn on the power.
I bet that idiot stew licker couldn't do this. I didn't think that was gonna
Now,
work.
during this entire sequence, you're going to see the Avogadro being freed from his little prison inside of the generator. And with that, Maxis is going to talk to you right after this sequence finishes. And then you're going to be able to move on to the next step, which is shutting off the power. Let's take a listen.
I'm not hanging around to see what happens next.
Excellent! I feel it! But now you must turn off the power. An active power grid will disrupt all communications between us and make it impossible to accomplish the mission I have for you. Shut down some power.
So you heard him. Let's turn off the power. And that is effectively step 2 of this Easter egg. You'll know the power's off when the lanterns around the map that are glowing green turn off like they just did. And then we can move on to step 3, which is killing the Avogadro underneath the pylon with 2 turbines active in the spots I have just shown on screen. Now, you're going to have to lure him in and spawn the Avogadro, which all you have to do is wait till the storm above you is raging. Your character will make a quote, and then you can kill the last zombie, ending the round and spawning the Avogadro. Now, I will say in the cornfield it is really hard to find this guy. For whatever reason, his programming is very, very janky when it comes to actually moving through the cornfield. So this may take a while for you, but that is a-okay. You'll see him in the corn brush in the fields. If not, go more towards Noctur on Toten. He might have spawned over there too. But then just lead him back to the pylon. Once he's near the pylon, you're going to want to take your turbines out and place 2 of them next to each other, next to the NavCard table. And then you're going to want to lure the Avogadro underneath the pylon and then EMP him while he's underneath the pylon. Now, as I said, this step can be pretty janky because this guy does not like to move towards you and he likes to just keep shocking you over and over again. But just keep moving around and he'll eventually make his way underneath the pylon more towards the NavCard table and then you can EMP him. Now, once you kill the Avogadro, Maxis will say you need more energy, so pick up your turbine and walk over to the nearest lamppost over here. And this is where only 2 players in the game have to place their turbines at 2 lanterns around the map. It doesn't matter which ones, just place them down like so at the same time, and that will complete the Easter egg. And you'll know when the orange balls start shooting towards the pylon, that is the Maxis Easter egg done and over. Good stuff. Now you can get off of this piece of dog shit and move on to Die Rise. With this, I just want to say a giant thank you to all of you watching, and I hope this helped you out. I would appreciate it if you could leave a comment, constructive criticism, leave a like, even subscribe if you're really feeling like it, feeling zesty. But if not, that's okay too. Love you all, and I will see you in the next coming videos with Die Rise and Buried for the Maxis side. Peace out.